What's good, y'all? J Boogie in full effect mode. Bun down is the sound. You know how we do. This is a visual podcast series that we are very, very amped to finally be able to do. And we really couldn't think of anyone to start with than this crew right here. They go by the name of House of Gobl, but I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
All right. What's up? We're House of Gobble. I'm Zach, or Gandhi Swag, stage name. You guys can introduce yourselves too as well.
My name's Nico. I go by the stage name Gulo Gulo, also part of House of Gobble.
My name's Griffin, stage name Gruffalo, also part of House of Gobble.
And we have two other members who aren't here,
Right,
Reckless Rhythm and Alex Kiss as well. So
Yes. You are a quintet now.
yeah, we just added some extra members, and now we got a whole family. So
Hey,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go. I'm really glad that I was able to hear it three times because, truthfully, I didn't know the proper pronunciation. If it was Gobel,
Everyone has
you know what I
Yeah.
everyone
mean?
has the same problem.
People like
It's okay.
gob, and
Don't
I'm
worry
like,
about it.
What's a gobble?
Yeah.
But it's all good. You done schooled me. I get the gobble.
yeah.
Now we always ask and our guests in the lounge space how they were introduced to music. So whoever wants to start, go right ahead and then go on to next.
I guess I could start. For me, I never I remember elementary school. I would walk. My mom got me Beatles CDs, like the red and blue, like with like the mega album with all the
The
hits, and I would have
compilations, yeah.
one of those portable CD players where it's like just like that, and you plug in headphones to that, and I would walk to and from school with that. And that was like my first introduction to listening to music when I was just probably grade 5, grade 6. And then from there, iPods started coming out, and through that, I have an older brother who's really into rap music, and then I got into the Wu-Tang Clan and like
Yeah. Nice.
Nas, like really old school rap. Was my
Okay.
kind of like beginning of my music journey, I guess you could call it.
Okay.
And then through rap, from old school to new school, like I used to listen to like Kendrick all the time. And then I went to Argentina after I graduated high school, and then my cousins there were the people who kind of introduced me into electronic music, like techno, trance,
Okay.
that all that sort of stuff. And then I guess here I am now. Like
Hey.
DJing all that stuff, eh?
mhm.
Griffin, if you want to go next, man, feel free. You
Yeah,
guys on the
I
same
feel like
screen.
I don't know. Some of the first memories I can remember of like getting into like a song or like an artist. I was like probably like 8 or 6, and like I got that iPod, that silver little iPod, listening to Billie Jean,
Hey.
Michael Jackson on repeat. And
Hey.
it's just got
Yeah.
like that thump, like that, you know.
Yep.
And I feel like a couple years after that, I was like on a road trip with my brother, and I was like, I love drums. He's like, well, listen to this. He played Dead Mouse for me in the car. I was like, this is awesome. I'm like, holy shit. And then like kind of just like dabbled, like listened to like genre of whatever between there. And then in high school, I started working out and started listening to a lot of like Grizztronics
Mm.
and that kind of stuff. I started getting more EDM-y. And then after I graduated high school, me and my buddies went to an Alwaysdale event. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the ocean one. I can't remember the exact name
Dance
of it.
Atlantis.
Dance Atlantis, yeah.
Okay.
And from there, it was like, oh, EDM is
It's your
fucking
thing.
awesome.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And yeah, from there, I was like, 2 years later, I was like, damaged my knee. It's like, I want to get into DJing and do this. And went
What'd you
from
do to
there.
your knee?
I tore like 3 different ligaments and I was
Damn.
like,
What
hey,
happened?
I'm going to be grounded in the basement for a while. Might as well sit down and start jamming out and mixing
Fell off
around.
a rock, eh?
Yeah, fell off a rock.
You fell off a rock.
I was rock
Were you
climbing.
diving?
I was bouldering indoor. It wasn't
Okay.
even outdoors. It's kind of
Okay.
sad. But yeah,
Hey.
That stuff happens,
um,
man. You got the knee injury too, so.
we're here. We are, and shit's good. How about you, Zach?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think about it in stages because I mean, obviously, there's when you're really young, you know, you don't have kind of music that you choose to listen to as much. It's like your parents play something, right? So
Yeah.
it's like I would be in the car, and my dad would have all these like 80s mixed CDs and 70s mixed CDs, and I remember listening to a lot of Kiss and the Scorpions, and a lot of like hard rock, and also Counting Crows as well. For some reason, my dad loved Counting Crows.
Okay.
Um, and my mom on the other side, she's like never been like really into specific artists or anything, but she was like really well traveled, so she had all these CDs from Brazil or Costa Rica or Japan and whatnot, and so she would just play me all this kind of international music, and so that's kind of like really where it started, and that's also why like nowadays I listen to such like a wide variety of stuff. But the first time I remember, it's all the same for us, because we all kind of had like the iPod at the same sort of time. I remember I got a shuffle for like, I think it was like my 10th birthday or something.
Those are dope, yo.
Oh, they're sick. I still think I have it somewhere. It's nice if you don't want the whole like clicking
Yeah,
games and
seriously.
everything. But I remember just loading it up with Graduation and then a bunch of Nicki Minaj. And it was just really bizarre combination, but that was what I had. But that was kind of like that was like the first time I started kind of like having my own music, but it was still mostly stuff that I had heard on the radio or anything. Whereas the first time I actually started listening to music that I started finding on my own was when I was like in grade 9 or something, and there was all these like no copyright music channels that were on YouTube, and pretty much it was like any kind of gaming channel back then would use no copyright music because it was like that was the only stuff that they put on there. So I would hear a song and it was always electronic music, and I would listen to it and I was like, man, this is sick. And so I would just go through all these kind of YouTube channels. There's like, one called NCS, there was Monster Cat, Majestic Casuals, but it's just all this like kind of like, at the time it was underground like electronic music, and that's really how I got into it. Yeah. And then from there, it was just like, at that point on, I was into music and I was discovering different genres. I was, listening to rap, but, I was listening to, a lot of pop music, traveling to, Brazil and Lisbon. I started getting more into techno and started listening to genres that were, like all of a sudden I listened to a bunch of Italian rap for some reason because I met a bunch of Italians. But yeah, it's kind of like those are the kind of stages where it's just like you don't have any choice. It's what your parents play, and then it's like all of a sudden, you start getting free will for the first time. So that's kind of how it went for me. Yeah.
So is it safe to say that everyone grew up with a healthy amount of music in the home?
Yeah, 100%.
I would say so.
For sure, yeah. Like my mom was very adamant on like us trying to learn instruments, on teaching us, about different music and stuff. And obviously, I wasn't in band for a super long time or anything, but she was really, kind of pushing for that. And my dad would always play the guitar, and he always loved rock and stuff. And I remember going to concerts with them. So they were, even though they weren't musicians, they were like very adamant about making sure we had an appreciation for it. So
they were music lovers.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%.
Those are the best kind, yo.
I mean, that's all of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, cause you have a son as well, eh? Like, I'm sure you've shown him so much music.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Because he grew up around music. Obviously, he grew up around DJs. He grew up around, you know what I mean. So he actually he wants to start dabbling, right?
Mhm.
And I've told him like a million times, like, yo, man, like anytime, come over. We've got 2 controllers. I'll help you practice. Trust me, like we can do this. But I get the strong sense that he really wants to try it on his own first,
Mm-hmm.
which I totally get.
Yeah.
Totally get it. You know what I mean? And I mean he's in film. He understands storytelling.
Mhm.
And that's when you play a set, that's what you're doing.
100%. Yeah.
You're storytelling,
Yeah.
right? So he has Ableton, and you can totally play us out on Ableton. And when I told him that, he's like, "Oh, for real?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, you can totally play us on Ableton." So crack that motherfucker open, and start playing with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the point I'm at with FL right now. Is just like
Yeah.
opening it up, messing around, and then being like, "That was garbage. Shut it all down."
I mean, when it comes to DAWs though, I mean, unless unless you go the YouTube route or what have you, but more time, like you just kind of just get right in there and just fuck around and play with everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like back in the day, my mom, when she first, like, we didn't have a computer in the home until a Mac came out, and she was like, "Okay, we're gonna
Mm.
get a Mac." And I remember just fucking around in GarageBand, and it was
Yeah.
terrible. Of course, it sounded awful, but it was just,
Hey,
you just make stuff, and you're like,
let you
"Whoa!"
dabble.
Exactly, that's the
It
thing.
Yep.
kind of worked.
Ex- And let's be honest, if you develop a love and a passion for DJing or producing, you guaranteed you're graduating from GarageBand to something else.
For sure,
Mhm.
yeah.
Easy. So when it comes to DJing now, like what led you to actually want to play?
Well, I mean, I know Griffin's story is a little bit different than Nico and I, because like Nico and I, our story is like very intertwined. I mean, pretty much like I came back from Brazil, and I was kind of upset at the time of there wasn't as many events here as I would have liked, right? Like I knew about Always Dale. I knew Junction X had like the occasional thing going on. And I remember at the time there's Sound Construct and stuff with like Hayden Mackay and them. I
Yeah.
don't know if they're still doing stuff, but I know.
AR's Window Radio
Windows
now.
Radio.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the Sound Construct people, or is it
Yeah.
like okay,
That's
okay,
Hayden's.
it's his project, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I remember coming back and I had already been producing music for maybe 2-3 years, kind of like a little bit more seriously. And I remember one of the thoughts I had was like, hey, I'm making all this music, but I can't sing. I'm not rapping. How am I going to show people this? Right? Like, I'm not going to have a concert and be like, hey, guys, check this out and just press play. So it was like that was one of the reasons. It was like I have to DJ to show people my music. But the other reason was as well, it was like I came back and I was like, if I'm going to be in Winnipeg for a year and a half or 2 years or however long I'm going to be here, I want there to be more events playing, techno music specifically. That was what we were thinking, right? Like,
That was the goal from the get-go.
yeah, like because there was like house music. We heard some Sound Construct stuff. We had gone to like a couple events like that, but really techno was, I think, like all that I really knew about in terms of who were having kind of regular events was Junction. Like now there's a lot more
Yeah.
groups doing it,
Yeah.
which I'm super pumped because we've been a part of that. But
Yeah. No, it's a healthy scene right now.
Mhm. No, it's like I remember when I first got back, because there's the Winnipeg rave community, right? They have
Yeah.
the thing. You can see all the events that happen. If
Yeah.
you go far enough back, you can see there's like maybe like one in a month or a couple in a month, and it's like now it's like 3-4 a week, and
Oh,
you're just
yeah.
like, wow, this is amazing. Like it's a
Mhm.
huge change. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
so I
like-
got into it, and sorry, Nico, go ahead.
I was gonna say if you look at Nuit Blanche, for example, like Nuit Blanche 3 years ago was all bands. Nuit Blanche last year, all DJs. Like the switch,
Yeah.
like recently to electronic music has been very quick in the city over
yeah.
here.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, yeah, sorry. I was
Go
just
ahead,
going
go
to say that, like, pretty much that's what I was into it. And then I started DJing with one of my friends, Cam, and we were doing it together. And then Nico was like watching us, and we were like, Nico, come on, get in on this. And he's like, all right, okay. And then, we bought a deck shortly after, and we had our, first event. But it was just that was what inspired us.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gruffalo.
So I feel like when I remember I've always been really close buddies with Alex, and I remember when he got his deck, he was like chilling at Empty Cup, and I went there and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm ordering a mixer, and I was like, oh shit, like, what do you mean? And then he got it, and we started doing like little kind of house parties, or like going to a cabin, buying a bunch of cool lights, and just having a party there with all our close buddies.
Yeah.
And I kind of like went up there and like walked around a bit, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, but I'm terrible at this. And he's like, well, just keep doing it. And then, yeah, I just tore up my knee, and I was like, well, now's the time I'm going to be in my room all the time doing nothing. So get into it. And yeah, took it from there. And it's just stuck.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So was techno the first genre for all of you, or was it different for each of you?
I know for Zach and I, it was definitely techno. Well, at
Okay.
least we went in trying to do techno first, but
Right.
then we kind of realized there wasn't the biggest scene at the time for it.
Mm.
So
We had to, like, yeah.
we did house for a bit. Then we were doing Thursdays at the Pyramid Cabaret,
Yes.
doing house music. And then once we had kind of built up a little bit of a following, we did trance, which is kind of like a medium between house and techno. And then once we realized, okay, we can put on our own events and people will come, that's when we brought the techno out.
There you go.
I know,
No,
like,
it makes sense.
yeah, like I know the first genre that I was like kind of listening to, like the first rave I went to was like techno adjacent. It was the Hot Since 82 kind of vibe. So it was like this kind of melodic techno, kind of almost like tribal house sort of thing. And I remember hearing that and I was like, holy, this is amazing. And I was always kind of trying to recreate that. But then, yeah, the 2 years that I spent away, we went to like this crazy festival in Brazil, hearing some of the most insane techno. It was called Time Warp. And it was just like, after that, when we came back, we were like, dude, we have to find a way to bring that here. But yeah, it's exactly as Nico said. It was just like, we were trying to ease people into techno, trying to introduce them a little bit and say, okay, well, here's house. If you like house, maybe you'll like trance. If you like trance, maybe you'll like techno, But I think Griffin, for you, it was completely.
It was a lot of bass house for me at the beginning.
Okay.
And I feel like I'm definitely taking more change towards techno, and it's kind of all over the place a little bit for me sometimes, but just got to feel it out.
There was like a long time I wanted to experiment with like Amapiano and Brazilian funk, and I still want to. But the thing is, like,
man,
I know, but it's like
you totally should.
Mixing all the genres is hard, Like, I don't know if you saw the Boiler Room of that Japanese guy, the bald.
Oh yeah, he's got like a scar on his head, right?
Yeah, because he had like
bald. Is he bald?
Yeah.
Bald.
Yeah.
He like quit his job, got surgery, and then like just started DJing.
Yeah.
But he mixes
like
everything. That guy's like, I would love to be like that, but
you can mix everything. You totally can.
Yeah, but it takes a lot of skill, and I feel like I'm not there yet. Like, it's like I've only been DJing now for like, I guess actually it's been a while, like 2 years, maybe almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost been 2 years, yeah.
Yeah, but still, like, I mean, you've been DJing for what? Like, how long have you been DJing?
You can 99.
Yeah.
Oh, I was born in 99.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't.
Yeah, you weren't. You weren't
there yet.
So, but that's the thing. Like, I'm sure you're super comfortable with everything. I mean, back then it was like that was still vinyls, right? Like originally, like
yeah.
So, and that I have so much respect. We went to this vinyl bar like here in Montreal, and my friends were all talking to me. They're just saying, they're like, yo. They're like, that's real DJing. And I was like, no, I know, man. Like, I mean, come on. Like, I'm not going to say anything. Like, that's impressive, right? Like, but, I feel like when you have that kind of experience, it's a lot easier to kind of mesh everything that you want to together. It's like, for me, I still have like a formula of like, this is where you bring it in. This is,
this is where you add the flange. This is, and then you're good.
Did anyone have, I mean, it was touched on a little bit, but was there anyone else with any other maybe formal music training where maybe you were coming in with a little bit of music theory knowledge?
None.
I had none.
So
no, Alex was in band a lot.
Yeah, I played the piano when I was like a kid, and then
but that doesn't count.
No, I know, but then in grade 7 I was in band. I did the clarinet, and then my mom was really upset that I quit band, so she made me play the bassoon for like 2 years.
That's a weird
everything to play the bassoon is crazy.
The bassoon's wild, like nobody plays that, right?
It's true. I mean, it's not like it's a great sounding instrument.
It's cool. It's super cool, but it's just bizarre. Like whoever says, yo,
I play bassoon.
Yeah. So she made me do that for like 2 years. And then after that, I kind of like got away from like I don't remember how to do, music. I had to relearn all of it and stuff. Like I watched tons of YouTube videos on music
Yeah.
theory and chord progressions and everything, but yeah, I don't remember it. I wasn't good enough at piano where it was like I was playing like Beethoven's like Fifth Symphony or something.
You're
So,
playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
yeah, something. I'll live it.
ting, ting, ting,
Yeah.
ting.
Yeah, were you like trained, Jay, in music or?
I did. I mean, I've dabbled like I played drums,
Mhm,
I played tenor sax, I played guitar, I played piano. So, I mean, I guess I was always kind of musically inclined,
mhm.
but truthfully, I didn't take any of that music theory into spinning.
Yeah,
I didn't. I really didn't. Honestly, it was like, and you guys I'm sure you understand this. It's always been about vibe,
100%. Yeah.
because that,
Mhm.
yeah, that shit comes from inside you.
Mhm. I mean, yeah, it's the thing. You can do the craziest mixes, but at the end of the day, if people aren't like vibing with your music, then it's just
Yeah.
like they don't want to be there, So,
Yeah. Well, it's an exchange, right?
mhm. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's all about you giving energy and taking it, from the crowd. You're understanding what they're trying to, the feedback that they're giving you. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. It, if you think of that on that thought, when we talk about the fact that traditionally the relationship between a DJ and the crowd is a symbiotic relationship, it's no secret that now in the boiler room era, it has become somewhat more of a spectator sport.
For sure.
And I mean, I think it's easy to map out who you're looking at when you look at that whole situation. And if you have any thoughts on this, please share. The people that are really into a boiler room experience are kind of late to the party. It's kind of gentrified already. You know what I mean? It's kind of lost its original underground vibe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%.
Where the early boiler rooms, yeah, there were people in the room, but they weren't completely fixated on the DJ.
No.
It was a transition that slowly evolved.
Yeah.
And so the people that are super into boiler room now, I feel like kind of like Johnny Come Latelys. It's already kind of edging over into the EDM bro crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying,
100%.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
100.
do know it. Yeah.
So, but then there's a very vocal segment of DJs and music lovers that are very anti that and very much want to return it to that symbiotic relationship.
I think one of the interesting, like I just saw Marlon Hofstad, so you guys, too bad for
Oh,
you. But one of the funny things was he's from Berlin, and they have a very big culture of that more of that relationship. Like, don't take your phone out, enjoy the moment, sort of thing.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
not for you to post on social. And that's what he said. He said at some point he's like, Canada, there's like 15 minutes left. Please put your phone away and just like enjoy the last 15 minutes of the set. But I think like honestly, part of the issue is that it's also like really the situation that we live in with music in general now too. Like, I mean, like to get noticed, there's like I think I saw something. It's 100,000 songs are released on Spotify every single day.
oh yeah,
So it's like to get noticed, it's like you have to post on social media. You got to be a
yeah,
personality. You got to do
yeah.
this. You got to do that. And I think that kind of feeds into this whole kind of idea of like, oh, let's pay attention to the DJ. They're a star sort of thing.
Mhm.
But I mean, my most fun experiences at raves, I mean, of course, there's been some amazing big events, but like, as I said, the first one I went to was just in a forest in the middle of fucking nowhere. I have no idea who the people were there. No one was focusing on the DJ. People were like just fucked up, like talking to each other, dancing, that kind of stuff. And yeah, honestly, like,
And like
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
for me, it's just the fact that the DJ has now become like the centerpiece to like a party or to a rave or anything. When before, like the vibe should just be about going, having a good time, dancing, meeting new people instead of everyone trying like whenever there's a new event here or event at the Assiniboia Downs here, and then the main headline DJ comes up. It's a battle to get to the front, just to be in front of him
Mhm.
and look at him.
If you turn around, it's just like a
Mhm.
starlight of
Mhm.
lights.
Yeah, instead of just like going to have a
Dancing.
good time, I want to be in front so I can be the first guy to see him, which
Yeah.
is just kind of annoying to be honest. Like if my dream set, put me in a corner with my DJ booth and put a wall in front of me, and then have everyone else dancing, and then no, and like
Yeah.
maybe I can have like one of those little things where I look out.
Man behind the
Okay,
curtain.
yeah, they're liking it. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
You just a silhouette.
Well,
yeah.
that idea is not that far fetched of an idea. There's no reason why people can't start doing that with events.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something that, maybe we would like to do at some point. But I think part of the issue is, as I said, it's like you have to get known first, right? People have to know about you and they have to know about the things you're doing before you can kind of, because I know there's some stuff that's been going on in Winnipeg, like Proper House. And I know they were talking about, doing some more kind of stuff. And I know a lot of people want to return to like kind of these old school vibes or, that kind of situation. But it's just, it feels hard to do in the environment that we are in now,
Mm-hmm. The
like,
social media era.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
where everybody's constantly, everything you do has to be like
Recorded.
known. And, it's like, oh, I went and saw Marlon. I was guilty as that. I went and saw Marlon Hofstad, I need a video or, that kind of stuff. It's like,
I would have taken a million videos of Marlon.
I know. I sent all of them to him because it's his favorite artist. So.
That's my favorite artist. Easy.
But yeah, no, I think but I have seen like a lot of push from some people saying that they want to return to that, especially like a lot in the techno crowd as well, because the techno crowd has always been more underground and grungy and
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of like a safe space for you to like let loose and
Yeah.
Not worry about being
Mhm.
recorded in the background.
yeah, exactly. So yeah.
Do you think? I know you're aware that in some markets there are no phones policies being implemented at parties and events. You think that's something that could be introduced in this market?
I feel like you have to have the kind of clout to be able to do that. Like you hear about
Mm.
that happening in Bergheim because it's
Mm.
Bergheim, it
Mhm,
has a
mhm.
certain aura to it. But if you're going to, I don't know, club happenings and there's an event there, here,
People would be like, I can't be on my phone now.
I can't be on my phone. I don't want to be there. Like it's just
People need their phones.
people need their phones. They need to show people that they're having a good time rather than just having
Subway
a good
Surfer.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Subway Surfer under the DJ
Just
set.
Mhm.
I think it's that. And I think the other thing too is just like, I think part of the issue is that in like cities like Berlin, I know in Montreal they have this policy at a lot of parties as well. Like I've already seen that. But the thing is, the scene is already really developed, right?
Mhm.
And like, I feel like the scene in Winnipeg, although it's been around for a long time, it's still developing to a point like, a lot of people who have been to our events, for example, they'll tell us that it was like one of the first electronic music events that they've gone to. And they'll say, oh, this was like the
Mm.
first event that I had gone to. I didn't know I liked house music or anything. And then they
Yeah.
start going to more. So I feel there's
Good
kind
job. Hey, good job.
yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
Damn, you're doing your job.
But there's like, I feel like we're gonna reach a point where there's enough people interested that, and maybe we're at that point now, that people are gonna kind of more organically get interested to events and stuff instead of people just kind of going out because they want to go out, sort of thing. And
Yeah.
because it's like, as you said, like I feel like there is a definitely like it's become kind of like a bro crowd, but that's part of the reason because it's just like these are fun parties, like it's going to be instead of this is the music I like to listen to, right? So,
Yeah.
but I do think it could happen 100%. I just think maybe we need a little bit of time.
Do you think that if maybe the more established promoters were to start doing it themselves, do you think that there would be an influential or ripple effect that other promoters would say, hey, you know what? If they're doing it and it works, Why can't we?
Maybe.
It's tough.
It's tough to say because I can't imagine the promoters we have in this city doing
Yeah, I
something.
know.
Like, it's like I
feel
can't
like a lot of
imagine.
people would just see
Yeah.
it as like, oh no, people are
Yeah.
not.
It's
Yeah.
it's a tough sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, every time someone takes a video, it's free marketing for whatever
Yeah.
event you
That's
have,
and
right?
that's it. That's it right there. That's
It's a
why it's
money
such a
thing.
tough sell. I think I think for that type of scenario, I think it'd be possible, but it would be more of a smaller party,
Mhm.
a lot more underground. You know what I mean? Not necessarily meant for like a 300-person room.
For sure.
Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe like
Yeah.
fucking 80 and under.
Yeah,
You know what
like
I
for
mean?
sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Something like that.
because we've thought about doing some underground stuff, and some of the locations we've thought
Hey.
about doing them at, it's like 100% we could not have it filmed.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
because it would be. We're way over the capacity for people in there. You know, fire escape not there. Like
Yeah, so
Are
it's
you-
selling alcohol. It's like we could not have cameras there.
Are you gonna pull the trigger on that?
We
hey,
gotta talk to the
maybe
owners. We gotta
We have
talk to the owners.
we have to we have to like find some people who are actually going to let us do that. It's a hard sell to say, hey, can we
Of
have a
course.
party in
Yeah.
your, your warehouse or your basement or something?
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
So, but like in that situation, we would 100% do it. And it's like, I mean, this is the thing too. Like the events that we've had, we've always not actually concerned ourselves really about making money on them.
Right. Oh, good.
The first one we gave away 80 free tickets.
Yeah.
It was just like,
It's marketing.
and that's the thing. And then the thing is, you just sell them for like $5. It's like,
Yeah.
and we go home a lot of times with like nothing. I mean, like now we've seen the more people, but it's just like that's fine with us because it's about the vibes. It's about the music, it's about the party.
And it's
so
also about building.
100%.
You're building your
exactly.
brand.
That's the thing, right? But in that, if we were going to have that scenario, then we wouldn't be so worried. Like we wouldn't be as worried as like one of these bigger organizations that actually needs to make revenue and
Yeah.
pay big artists and stuff. It's exactly as you said. Like a smaller group could be able to do this.
Yeah.
So
How would you describe the relationships between promoters in this market?
like, do you mean like the promoters in Winnipeg and like the artists, or like the relationship?
Just promoters in general, the relationship between promoters in Winnipeg.
I feel, I don't know. Do you guys have? I'm going to talk a lot. So
Yeah, I'm trying to like not piss anybody off here. So like, I can say generally I've had all right interactions with promoters. Like they're obviously they don't care about you. They want you to make them money in the end because it's always about the money. But there are some that are better than others, and it's just about who you talk to really. And like I don't really have much else to say. It's always centered around money, which is, of course, when we throw our own events, it's kind of nice because it's like we don't need that promoter, we don't need that other person to be like, okay, you got to do this, this, and this. It's just we pay and then it's ours. And we have free control over everything.
Yeah.
One of the things is I think that there's like promoters in Winnipeg. I don't really know if we need to distinguish between like kind of promoters and then like groups running events and stuff, because our experience with other groups who do the same sort of stuff as us has always been very positive. Like everyone's collaborating in Winnipeg. It's too small to be like really competitive with one another. And I think a lot of people realize that. So I think the groups have always been like really good. But, in terms of, I honestly haven't had much experience with, any of the big promoters in the city. So I can't really speak on it or anything, but I've always thought that the groups have been really helpful of one of each other. And when we did the Thursdays at the Pyramid or started our stream or anything, it's just the amount of people who have said, hey, yeah, I'll come by and I'll do it. It's been amazing. Right. So I think in general, it's been very positive, and it's something that can happen in Winnipeg that can't happen as much in like a city like Montreal, for example, because it's too big here, right? Like you have to compete with each other here. And I think, I think people are a bit different about it in Winnipeg. Hold up. There we go.
Now, because as you mentioned, you're throwing your own parties. You're essentially you are your own promoters.
Mhm.
You're also talent. Now, being able to coordinate an event and be the talent at the same time can sometimes be a maddening experience.
Yeah, it sucks.
It
Yeah,
sucks.
I
I
mean,
was waiting. I
Not
was
even
waiting. It sucks. It's
There's
straight
so
up
always
and
stressful.
down,
It's so
straight up and
stressful.
down.
And then as soon as the music starts, all that goes away
Yeah.
because it's a you switch from like planner back to talent as soon as the music starts because it's like you're kind of your hands are tied. There's nothing else you can do. You're just there
Yeah,
to have a good night and DJ.
Yeah.
exactly. It's true. I mean, it might take varying amounts of time, into that intro set before you finally get into your
Yeah.
groove
Okay.
because
And alcohol.
and alcohol. Yes, definitely.
couple
Hey, let me
beers.
ask you: Are you guys okay playing? Are you guys okay playing drunk? Does it affect your ability to rock a vibe, or is it
Like
more
there's
like
definitely a
you've
point
learned?
where it's like,
No.
oh, this is not gonna be good.
I would say like a couple drinks, like 2, 3 drinks, that's
Yeah.
fine. If I'm
Yeah.
really drunk, then I'm just gonna
Everything's
I'm
hard.
gonna completely forget what I was doing and be like, I want to play this music. I don't care what the crowd thinks.
Yeah. I will
Yeah.
say, like, I've had one experience back when I was DJing house parties. I actually probably Griffin, you might have been there. It was the first one of
Okay.
the first nights I met Alex, if not the first night I met Alex.
Oh, Leaf's place.
Mhm.
At Leaf's place, yeah. And I remember we pulled up and we thought we were gonna DJ, and then Alex was DJing. So I was like, "Oh, I guess we're not DJing." So I drank a lot, and then Alex was like, "Oh, it's your turn to DJ," and that was awful. Like I was, it was really bad. But yeah, usually like one of the things is like actually recently on our last event that we just had, we were like planning to have like more drinks, but sometimes the crowd is enough to like give you enough
Yeah.
adrenaline to just like
Yeah.
go with it. You don't even need anything, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like
It's
yeah,
like, this is awesome. Fucking love
yeah,
this.
you have one beer or something just so it looks like your hand is busy, but it's just like yeah. But like I couldn't be like the DJ like like when Dead Mouse showed up here. Like yeah, like super drunk. I couldn't do that. Like I would have a hard time doing it.
Have any of you had any situations where one of you or the others had to come behind the deck and say, "Dog, you drunk? Your mixes are sucking."
Thankfully, not yet, at least.
I think our group is like we're all there for kind of the same reason, and that's
Yeah.
we want to put on good music and stuff, and
Make
it's
people
like
happy.
and because it's all our own group as well, we also understand the implications, right? It's not
Yeah.
like if someone asked us to hey come up and like do a set for some other group, I could see myself not like necessarily getting too drunk. I don't think that would be too professional, but I could see myself more likely in that position than if it was a House of Gobl event.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, we haven't had that, but I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen it happen enough times. And it's a little awkward because you're like, are you gonna tell him?
Someone's got to tell him. And it's
Right?
not
Like, no,
gonna
you
be
tell
me.
him. Like, man, you tell him. Because depending on their degree of inebriation,
Mhm.
how they're gonna take it is a
Yeah,
whole nother
exactly.
nother.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just let him go.
Yeah.
Starts fighting behind the deck, that would be good.
Might be worse.
Yeah, there was one event Nico and I went through where it was just, I'm not going to say any names or anything, but we went to it and the DJ messed up every single transition. It was like the entire set was just every transition was bad.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I just remember thinking, I was like, dude, somebody's got to get
Ooh.
them off of here.
You hope they're drunk though, right?
That's
You
what I was.
hope, you hope. It's like, please be drunk, or else
I was
no.
like, if you're sober doing this, like, whoa.
And that in itself is also awkward because you yourself, as a creative, as a DJ, and as a music lover, and if you have the ability, if you have the skill, and you know how to blend a minimum of 16 bars,
Mhm.
you understand what should be happening on stage.
100%. it's one of the things we always talk about. Like every time we're there, it's like the only people who are gonna like notice you mess up a transition are the other DJs.
Oh fuck yeah,
Yeah.
Most
Everyone
people
all
don't,
day.
no.
No.
Like unless it's really obvious,
Yeah,
if the mismatch.
Yeah.
But,
but does that, because of that exact fact, does it sometimes make it hard to listen to other DJs?
I wouldn't say it makes it hard. It just you just kind of put on like a more critiquing attitude. Like you're still having a good time, and then you'll be like, oh, forgot the lows there, and then
Yeah.
like he'll like put it back up, and you'll be like, yeah, this is great. I love this.
It's an interesting feeling going from like just like a casual like listener to like mixing in. And you're like, oh shit, I can like hear the differences now. Like you kind of hear those subtle changes. But yeah,
one of the things I always do, like with my brother now, whenever we go out in Montreal, is like I'll like count in the drop every single time.
But it's unconscious though, right?
100%. You just know it's like, okay, this is, it's coming in 8 bars. Like, you know what's happening, right? Like, so I think you can still enjoy it. But sometimes, I mean, of course, like, you're going to have the thought, I could do better. Like every once in a while, you have the thought. You're just like, I could do better.
The worst is when it's like, when it's a song or a song you really like, and then they don't really do it as good as you think it could be done. Then that's when you're gonna be like,
come on, man,
you ruined Metro.
That's the worst, though, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's a track that you've played. It's got like 50 plays, right?
Yeah.
You look on the plays. You're like, well, I played. It's definitely one of your like hardcore joints. You flip that joint probably a million times, and you can flip it, in so many different ways. And then you hear someone else play it, and you're like, say what?
You messed up my favorite song,
Right.
Yeah, I'm interested as well for you, like as someone who's been DJing for so long, like do you ever, like, was there a point where there was like a peak kind of like disdain with other DJs and then it kind of like faded, or
He still hates every DJ.
So a lot of people like I mean, the reputation might be a little deserved, but people kind of know me as being a critic, right? Well, I mean, music. I've been talking about music for like how many years? It's kind of hard not to be me. You know what I mean? And I've been in situations where, we walk into a spot. Like we know the DJ. We probably know the DJ really well, right? Regardless of which market it is, right? And you might have never heard them play before, so you're like, oh, I can't wait to see what's going on. And then, like, honestly, half an hour in, it's like, really? Damn, I kind of thought you were better, but hey, like, whatever's clever, and it's probably unconscious, but as DJs, you know this. If you know there are other DJs in the room, you're playing for them too, right? You know that you're playing for the crowd in general, but you're also playing for the DJs in the room.
Yeah.
Right?
The first couple Thursdays we did at the Pyramid, we had a little crowd there, and I was telling the DJs, I was like, guys, I know all of you are like, they've been DJing for a while, they're like their names already. I'd be like, guys, I'm more worried playing in front of you guys than like whoever's there. Like they're standing there talking, drinking, and like looking over, and I'm like, oh God, they're looking at me.
Yeah, like I mean, you want to impress them, of course. You want to impress the other DJs.
Yeah,
you're like, oh fuck, I can't do that. It's too much.
It's not even impress. It's you don't want to look like a fool.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing. Like, it's just, I mean, sometimes it's like it's cool when everybody likes your stuff and everyone's dancing. And I mean, I think that's way more important than impressing the DJs. If there's 2 people in the crowd who are mad with what's going on, okay, that doesn't matter. Then there's like, there's 90 people in the crowd enjoying themselves, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, that's kind of what's important, because it's like, I'm sorry, like the people just don't know, right? Like it's
Yeah.
the thing. It's why, like for example, when you think of the best movie of all time, you're not going to necessarily go with the highest, selling movie of all time. Maybe you'll pick something, a little bit more niche or something. Get it
Yep.
Santi in here, man. He'll tell you some niche pick, So
And he'll be like, "That's the greatest movie of all time," and you will have never heard of it.
yeah, exactly. So I think it's the same thing. Well, one example, for example, is I'm MF Doom. Like every rapper loves MF Doom, but he's not the most popular.
No.
But it's technically he's so skilled. His flow is amazing. His bars are crazy, but he's not for the masses, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sure there's a good balance for DJing as well, where you play, for yourself, for the crowd, and also for the critiques, the critics. So,
Indeed. When you look at that whole thing, I mean, let me throw two scenarios at y'all, and y'all tell me how you feel about either. Okay. There's 5 DJs in the room, and y'all know each other. They're posted up. You know exactly where they are, right? Because they're just off to that side, but you know exactly where they are. So you probably have every once so often you're like looking in the corner of your eye. And let's say for the entire night, those 5 DJs are vibing off your shit tough, and you know it. So you're just like, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Night's over, yada yada. You go home. Hey, check that out. I was feeling the vibes. That's scenario A. Scenario B. After a really good night, you felt the vibe from the crowd, and you knew it. You felt it. You know what I mean? That symbiosis was real as fuck. And at the end of the night, one person walks up to you and says, "I want to thank you for how you played tonight, because I was vibing with you the entire way, and you took me on that journey. Thank you. Respect." And walks away. You want scenario A, you want scenario B?
B.
Yeah.
I want B. Because
feels like I really reached out to a
Yeah.
person there. And
Yeah.
it feels more real. Because if you impress a DJ, it's like, okay, you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
You impress someone in the crowd enough that they come up to you and talk to you about wow, I really enjoyed your set. That was really good. I've never heard that music before.
Yeah.
That kind of means a bit more because it's someone new, not someone who's been in the scene for so long.
I think for me, the thing is, the highest praise I can get is if people in the crowd keep Shazamming the songs that I have. That's really what I want. Because I heard someone say that DJing, I can't remember who it was, but DJing is about playing the song that the crowd doesn't know that they want to hear next.
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you. Oh my God.
I love that. Because it's if
Zero lies told.
Exactly. If they're there the whole time, what's this song? What's this song? Oh my God, this is amazing, right? And it's even better when it's your music, then it's just that's the thing. So I feel like that person coming up to you, that you reached out to them, that's that means a lot, and
it's like, oh, what I'm doing is I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the right thing.
Also, I feel like a lot of times, I don't know how it is 100%, but I feel like a lot of times, sometimes DJs will just gas you up.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll just say
they're like, no, I know, I played like shit.
I've been guilty of
that.
But you have to remember, DJs are their hardest critics too.
Yes.
You could have dropped the most fire set, walked away just mad. Because you're like, that did not go where they wanted to go. But then at the end of the night, yo, man, you was fire. It's like, what? Really?
I messed up this. I messed up that. I messed up
right?
this. What do you mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I remember.
I couldn't tell, and you're like,
I
right.
can tell.
I remember when we played the Pyramid, for the Trance Revolution.
Yeah.
That set, in my opinion, was one of the worst sets I've ever played. Technically, I messed up. I stopped the track 3 or 4 times. I didn't load it on the wrong one, but I almost did a couple times.
And you didn't make it look like you're going for drama?
No, I wish I wasn't experienced enough at the time. That was the second House of Gobl event. This time, if I accidentally stopped, I would be like, "Who's having a good time?" and then start it again, But At that time, I was like, nah, I didn't. But I remember at the end, it was supposed to close at 2, and the crowd got mad that I stopped it. So they were like, so we kept playing. I kept playing until like 2:30, 2:40 because they were just like vibing so hard to
Yeah,
it. And
man.
it made me feel a lot better because it's just
Yeah.
like, even though you messed up and you think it was terrible and whatnot, as you said, it's like if people mess with it, then it's like that's all that matters. And it's like, yeah, you can criticize yourself all that you want, but as you said, it really that's only like half of. Maybe no, I don't even know about half. Like, what do you think? Like, what percentage does that even matter if everybody else really liked it?
Like that set that you're talking about, that was a great set, man.
Thank
I
you.
really like that one. And then you're saying you hated it. It's like, I remember it. It was good.
It was gas. It was so nice, man.
It's music choice, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think too, I mean, the truth is, you really could drop a fire set, and I don't think you'll ever be happy with it because you'll always think about you listen back, you're like, what are the things I could have done better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what else could it, and then you'll hear a part like, man, why didn't I do this instead?
And I know it's the same, like I'm sure with you as well, with making tracks as well. You can
Yeah.
spend so much time just tweaking, like
Yeah.
the volume of your kick drum or something.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's too loud, or it's not loud enough, or I got to add in a couple hi hats here. It's like, and it's just, yeah, it's a toxic relationship, because you're never
Yeah.
going to be good enough. So
Yeah. But we still do it, don't we?
100%.
Now, obviously, we know that you've got some joints out, and I know that you two are in the process of getting stuff ready. When do you have maybe an ETA? Do you see the light in the tunnel slowly
Oh,
approaching?
You should make a goal right now, Nico. Put it out in
make a
public.
goal. What day is it
There you
today?
go.
Yeah.
It's June 3rd.
Yes.
Let's say end of July, I will drop something.
Okay.
End of July. We'll put it there.
You play it
Okay.
at Bring Love, man.
Ooh, okay, yeah,
There you-
maybe.
That would be perfect, man.
There you go. There you
And
go.
I mean, the thing too is like I always like I've told all of them like you can always start with just mashups and stuff.
That's what
Yeah.
I was talking about releasing.
Yeah. No, for real.
You don't have to go hardcore and be like, yo, I'm gonna make a completely original track where I do everything. Because chances are, if you do that, it's gonna sound bad, and I wouldn't release it. But
Yo.
if you start with mashups and stuff, it's
Do
gonna sound
edits,
good. You're
man.
doing it.
Yeah,
know?
man. Do edits. You know what I mean? Because especially if the track that that you fuck with a lot, your creativity will allow you to do so much with it. You know what I mean?
And Griffin, what about you, man?
Making tracks.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to my buddy Liam about this yesterday, and he's like, "Oh, are you?" I was like, "Man, I don't have the budget to even buy that right now." But he's like,
FL's free.
"Is it?"
It's free.
Yeah.
I think
what
I
I
should.
started.
'Cause I got a lot of time on my hands this summer, so
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
that's
could
what
not put out a date though.
Well, if you start
That's fair.
October.
October.
All right, we got July and October. Like
Here we
this
go.
is gonna
Send
be
out a
for all
spooky one.
posterity. Okay.
I know Alex has been like working a little bit more on.
Alex has been doing it for
Yeah.
a bit.
Oh, nice.
He's been
So
thinking
he
a lot.
should have some stuff coming, but I don't know how it is with tree planting. And
Yeah, I
everything.
think he's pretty busy out there and just tired when he gets
Yeah,
home.
and did he even bring gear with him?
He did.
I think, yeah, he
Oh, he
brought
did?
it.
He already did
Okay,
he did a little event out there actually.
Okay.
Not like an
Well,
event,
then
but they had like a neon night or whatever.
he'll probably find some time to work on some shit.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he will. He's pretty good at
That's
that.
dope.
Yeah.
So now in present day, when people see your name, what should they expect to hear from you? Genre wise.
Genre, if
Yeah.
I don't have someone ask me to play a certain type of music, you're gonna hear trance.
Okay.
You're gonna hear trance, and Marlon Hofstadt's gonna be in there, one or two songs at the very least.
There you go.
Like there was a song of his that was on like one of his sets on SoundCloud, and I would go to the set, skip to the song, and just keep listening to it over and over again. He dropped it like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and it's been on repeat. For
My
me.
brother posted on his story. He said, "What song is this?" and it was another song from like a Marlon Hofstad set. Nico sent him the point in a different set where you could listen to it on SoundCloud because he had listened to the Marlon Hofstad set so much. My brother told me that. I was like, he was like, yeah, it's actually unreleased, but it's at minute 11 of this set, so check it out.
No
here.
shame, no shame.
I know, it's sick, man. I mean, you're a big fan, so.
So event wise, is there anything coming up in the next couple of months that people should look forward to?
So I know you guys are both doing a set at Solstice.
Yeah, we have him and I.
21st, yeah.
We have an event at Club Happenings on June 21st.
Okay.
Playing last.
Yeah.
Closing.
I have another one June 28th at the Tavern Rooftop.
We got 3 of us playing at Rainbow Trout.
Rainbow Trout and Bring Me Your Love.
Hey,
Yeah,
Nice.
both of those. And
Nice.
we're in the process of trying to plan. Like I've spoken to some like other groups, and we're trying to plan like the possibility of doing something underground, something
Nice.
for just like I don't know. It would be like maybe like $5 or like even free
Yeah.
if possible.
Yeah.
But just something for people to go out and enjoy and stuff. Because I mean, this is at the start, as I said, like the stuff that we wanted to do. Like we're renting spaces and stuff here, like Club Happenings or the Pyramid or the Albert or Boom Boom Room, all this kind of stuff. Really, because we don't know where else to go. But at the end of the day, what like I've always wanted to do, and I think what we've always wanted to do as a group is just find someplace and throw a rave there, right?
Mhm.
And
some
so
hole in the wall that would have enough capacity for what you want.
exactly,
Yeah.
and, not have to worry too much about hours or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So we're trying. As I said, we're in the process of contacting some other groups, and hopefully we'll have something in August for that. But
Okay.
those things are always kind of like we tried to do it before. It's kind of difficult to just get enough, like to find a place and then also to plan it all and get enough people
Get it all
involved.
established.
Yeah, exactly. Like not something that's not going to get shut down as well.
Mhm.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
All right,
But-
fellas, let's have you drop your socials.
100%. My Instagram is Gandhi Swag. It's very, very easy to find. Actually, all of our Instagrams are DJs' names now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Gruffalo_WPG.
Gulo on Instagram. Just look for me.
But the O's are zeros.
Oh yeah, the O's are zeros.
Yes, sir.
See,
Yes,
you know
sir.
me better than me.
Exactly.
Well,
Gruffalo.
I want to thank you guys. Thank you for coming on and spending some time with us in the lounge space. Super appreciated. I love you guys. I love what you guys are doing. The vibes are real, straight up and down. Okay.
Sure. Thanks so much for having us, Jay.
Yep.
man.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
And we gotta
All
have
good.
it. You gotta come by for another stream where we can actually set you up properly.
You
know?
let me know when, man. I'm there.
Yeah. I mean, that's these guys right now, but maybe when I'm
Yeah.
back, we can find something too. So
You just
Mhm.
holler. I got you.
You're back in
Just
August,
holler.
right?
yeah, I'll be back in August for a couple weeks. So
All right then. Anytime.
okay, sounds good.
All right, peasy fellas.
Have a
Peace,
good night.
guys. Have a good
Peace,
night.
peace.
See you later, man.
See ya.
Thanks so much.